Macky Motors in Lake City is the place to find new and certified used vehicles. With a knowledgeable sales staff and amazing service departments, you'll drive away satisfied. Find new roads at Macky Motors in Lake City, MackyMotors.com.
Macky Motors tailgate right here on 1380 AM, 95.1 FM KCIM. I've got Carson Overmohle of the Cover Knights joining us here after a 3-0 sweep here tonight against Maple Valley Anthonoto Charter Oak. And Carson, you and I were chatting there during the break. You girls were so focused coming in. You said you girls really wanted this one. For a lot of you, it's a senior year for, and stuff for this group. What was that focus like? What was the conversations like coming into this match?
Before every game, we just talk about what we need to do and concentrate on. I think that just really helps everyone focus and get set in the game.
You guys jumped out right away, kind of took control and set one. You're on the floor as that first setter. What were you looking for in the defense? How were you guys able to get really good looks there early on?
We knew they had openings and blocks and only one block in the middle, which helped us a bunch, and that was everything.
How do you feel like you were working with your setters, and who did you feel like maybe you had the best kind of comfort level with here tonight?
Aubrey Houghton was really on tonight, also Casey and Franny, honestly all the hitters.
Yeah, I really thought, especially early, Casey looked like, and I noticed with Casey tonight, she wasn't very talkative in the pregame, which is different for Casey, so there was a focus there. She came out really swinging hard. What was the conversations that you had maybe with her prior to the match, and how things went with those conversations?
Just to focus and have energy and have fun through this whole match.
So you get a chance to kind of slide into the back row and play a little bit in the back too, and you have to dig quite a bit. I think you do an outstanding job back there. Take me through kind of what you were seeing from their hitters, how you were trying to get in position, even though as the setter sometimes you got to take that first ball. What were you looking for to get ready?
I was looking for the cross. We knew they mainly hit cross and never really line, and also the setter with tipping, which she didn't do much tonight, but we were always prepared for that.
Did you feel like you guys came out well in set 2 and then in set 3, or maybe what happened there in set 3?
Set 3, I think we just lost focus and energy. We knew what we had second set, and I just think we lost complete focus.
Take me through serving tonight. How did you feel like you guys served?
The first and second set, I thought we served very, very well. The third set, just again, we lost focus and energy, and we could have done a little bit better.
So as you look at this regional, I know you don't want to look too far ahead. Looks like South Central was up 2-0 as the last we had seen. What's the mindset for you girls, and what do you need to do to come out of this regional and head back down the state?
We know that our seniors do not want to be done this season, and nor do we, so we're going to fight until the end.
Well, I tell you what, great job out here as you've done all season long. Appreciate you joining us. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
You bet. Carson Overmohle joining us. We've got Elsa Tiefenthaler waiting over here on the side, and she's going to jump in here to the post-game area now, and we're going to get her. There you go. Yeah, you got her all put back together. All right, Elsa, great job tonight. You come out, I think it was set number 2, and had that big service run. Your serve's been really, really good all year long. I said something on the air that Brianna Wittrock led the team in aces by 1 over you coming into the night, but you kind of took the lead back with that run here tonight. What was working for your serve?
I think, well, Lonnie on the side, he knows where to call, and I really like to mix it up between short and long. So when I go long couple, then I go short, and it just works out. I like to go think laser, so I go pretty hard.
Okay, so when he makes that call, does that what determines if you're going to go short or long, or do you already have that in mind?
No, normally I look at the court and then I look at him, and then I'm like, okay, that's probably the right call.
So you had a bunch of hitters hitting well tonight. I unofficially had you, I think, for it looks like 22 assists on the night. Take me through how you were trying to figure out where to go and to keep all your hitters going.
I was just really trying to mix it up. The outside started getting blocked, so we had to move it more towards Lauren, Brianna, and Franny, and everybody was just hitting well. Nobody was really in a slump or anything, so it just worked out.
How fun is it to be out there when you have all the hitters swinging like this team does?
Oh gosh, it is. It is so much fun. When they kill it, I'm just like stunned. It's amazing.
You mentioned their block. The Rams got better. I thought midway through game 2 they started to block. What did they change in their block to have some success against your outsides?
I think they just watched our outsides more, because we did run pretty readable plays, but then towards the end we started going a little faster, which made their block kind of disappear a little bit.
Okay, so there's one play I got to ask you about. It was the foot into the net that kept things alive. But how did that play develop in your brain?
I don't. My foot was just there, and it just happened. Instincts, and then bang.
Had you ever had a play like that before? Was that the first time?
I don't think so.
as you guys scored, what did all the girls say to you? Because even though you didn't get the kill, it looked like the celebration was because of your ball off of the foot.
Oh, they were all just pushing me around. It's just funny. It's just luck, and it just makes the game a lot more fun.
Looks like maybe South Central Calhoun, it's not finalized, but they were up 2-0 the last I knew here. What do you got to do to pick up a win on Monday night?
You know, if we play like this, I think we can make it. And I think that if we keep hitting well, and our serve receive was very good tonight, if we keep our serve receive up, we can definitely keep going.
I tell you what, great job out here as always. Appreciate you joining us. Best of luck coming up. We'll see you Monday.
See you Monday. Thank you.
You bet. Elsa Tiefenthaler. We're going to get head coach Rusty Wintermote making his way over here to the headset, and we'll get coach on the headset. And Coach, one of those fun nights, didn't have to call a timeout the whole night, didn't really have to get off of the bench very often here tonight.
Well, a few times during that third game, I told Lonnie it was 21-16 or 2016. I said, well, I really don't want to call a timeout.
Right.
I want to have the streak and no timeout. I want to be as good as Dyke and not call timeouts. And then we scored the next point. It's like, okay, I don't have to call a timeout. So the girls came out with some really nice job, and Kaylee and Bree and Franny and those guys in the back row. Brooke had a nice job of serve receive. So serve receive was the biggest difference in game 1 and 2, and that really set up our attacking. I think at first they tried to figure out which way we were going to go, and then the girls started to pick up the pace as far as the pass to the set to the hit, and that really caught them off balance. Later in game 2, I was a little worried because they started getting that double block over there.
Right.
We had a tendency to go right back there, so we have to work on mixing it up. So we did a great job mixing it up in game 1, most of 2, and then all of a sudden 3, we were doing what we weren't doing. We weren't mixing it up, and so we had to continually talk about mixing it up, get it to the kids. But they just did a nice job of getting a double block over there, and we just weren't. We weren't hitting over it, but we weren't hitting around it either. And then Franny got a tip here and there, and Bree got a tip. So the girls did a nice job of the last half of the third game and most of 1 and 2 of getting some tips, getting some blocks, forcing them to hit high, and areas like that. So we were very pleased, but yet they just saw, we talked about what do we got to work on tomorrow.
Right.
And they said mixing it up, doing a better job of a little bit faster pace, because whoever we play next, it's going to have to be a faster pace, because as we go further, God bless we go further, it's going to be better blockers, better touchers, better back line, and we're just got to be terminators, as we like to say it, right?
Yes. You mentioned your serve receive was good tonight. What stood out for you about those girls in the back row and serve receive?
Well, we dared them to go deep on us, and we committed to that yesterday in practice. We've actually been doing it for a while, but we committed to, even though number 2, number 20 was really their good short server, but we said, even if they like to go long, let's go short, make them have to go deep. And the girls actually did a nice job of slowly moving back. Before, we were moving back way too fast, and then we'd have to dive forward. So we slowed our movement back and just said, we'll use our hands when we have to, but we'll be there for a better quality serve receive pass with the platform. And Kaylee really did a nice job. She actually has been struggling with almost getting to the ground with her body on serve receive. Tonight it wasn't so much, and they did a nice job of serving at us. So hats off, and they communicate a lot better. You know, there wasn't that ball dropping in between, other than the one I think in game 2 where Aubrey was in serve receive, and she didn't call out, and she didn't go with it and things like that, and she just shook her head. But you know, those type of things, if it happens once, twice, okay, it's going to happen. But I thought they did a better job tonight of talking about, because we've talked about, before the serve happens, you got to tell each other who's got what, and they did that tonight. I can see them talking about, all right, I've got tight line, I've got this seam. So their communication probably was the biggest factor in their better serve receive.
It is South Central Calhoun. They just wrapped up a 3-0 sweep here tonight. Just saw the tweet come across from Nick Brink. So you've talked about Emma McKinney and that team. You've seen them this year. What are you looking at on Monday night?
If they're anything like what she has, and we just know that when they come in, it's going to be South Central Calhoun and Kemper. It's going to be a great crowd. We're going to have to feed off of that. But the kids know that the 2 times we played them, we did a good job of getting them out of the system, but she is, I believe she's good enough at making those back row adjustments to allow their back row to be in our attack area. So I look for them to be rotating very well in the back row. But we'll see if they can get their middle hitter going. We know who they're going to try and go to.
Right.
We're going to attack them with the serve and see if they can handle that, which, at times they've done that. And but we're looking forward to a good crowd and just another opportunity to prove that these kids can play volleyball and they're worth watching. So.
Well, Coach, as always, we appreciate all of the time here. Congrats on the win. We'll see you up here on Monday night.
Awesome. Again, thank you very much for broadcasting this. You're good luck for us. You know that.
You bet. Head coach Rusty Wintermote again with the Kemper Knights. They pick up a 3-0 sweep tonight over Maple Valley and Thenodo Charter Oak Ute.